our heroes are really up in the air this time. Searching for mooseberries, a secret ingredient for their rocket fuel formula, they wound up on board a plane piloted by Boris Badenov. His partner, Natasha, fastened them into their seats with one-way belts and then bailed out. In the pilot's compartment, Boris gleefully smashed all the instruments, threw out the steering wheel, and prepared to follow Natasha.
I hate to leave a place that holds such pleasant memories.
But at that moment, the damaged radio crackled and a voice said,
"Calling Boris Badenov, this is Central Control. You reading me?
Yes, fearless leader.
Plans are changed. Moose must finish finding formula. Do not, repeat, do not kill Moose."
Make up your mind.
What was that?
I said yes, fearless leader.
And Boris dashed back into the cabin just as all three engines conked out.
Hey, Captain, give us a hand here.
Well, something seems to be the trouble.
Get us out of these belts. They're stuck.
Of course.
How come the engine stopped?
Oh, because we're going to land.
Well, how come we're landing?
Because the engine stopped, you nice little chap.
We better jump for it.
Right, Rocky, let's go!
Wait!
No, Bullwinkle, I can glide down, but you need a parachute.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Moose has got to be saved. Here, take mine.
Wouldn't think of it.
Take it! I insist.
Well, thanks.
Come on, Bullwinkle.
You're sure you don't need it?
No, we got lots of others that I just threw overboard. Oh, Boris, why didn't you become violinist like Mama wanted?
And while our heroes floated earthward, the plane bearing Boris sank lower and lower. And finally came to rest on a tall tree. The tree was already occupied.
Oh, there you are, darling. I thought you'd never get here.
Me too.
Hello up there. You all right, Ace?
Certainly, we always land this way. It saves wear and tear on the wheels.
A short time later, after our boys had rescued the two spies from their precarious perch,
Ace, I think you and Miss Callahan better head back for town while Bullwinkle and I push on to...
To where?
Never mind. He's just a little too curious to suit me, Bullwinkle.
Curious? He's downright odd.
Quickly, Natasha, we must follow them.
and the two spies began trailing our boys through the woods.
Let's see now. As I remember, Mooseberry Island is right this way. Yup, there it is.
But look!
Well, this was a fine how have you been. Mooseberry Island was surrounded by barbed wire and warning signs.
Keep out Mooseberry Blight. Quarantine.
Gee, the whole island's off limits.
Well, there must be one healthy bush on that island. But how do we get to it?
Well, a little barbed wire isn't going to stop Bullwinkle J. Moose. I got a scheme.
Quickly, Bullwinkle outlined his plan. He would enter the water above the island, swim with the current till he reached it, find a healthy bush, and then swim back below the island.
Now you're sure it'll work, Bullwinkle.
Of course it will. I've thought of every little thing. Except one.
What's that?
I can't swim!
And Bullwinkle was carried off by the swift current. Unfortunately, there was another thing that he hadn't figured on. Right below Mooseberry Island was deadly thundering falls. And before Rocky could move, Bullwinkle was swept over the edge. Be with us next time for Bullwinkle's Water Follies or Antlers Away.
And now it's time
For 5 or 6 baritone solos in the key of E.
But
Now
for another of our special features.
Should have tried E flat.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was called Ridinghood because because she was, that's why. Anyway, one day she was going through the woods to Grandma's house to sell her a membership in the PTA. As she went, she sang a song.
La 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 la.
That's not much of a song.
Well, I'm not much of a singer. La 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 la.
Now, although Red didn't know it, on the path up ahead, a wolf was waiting to
I hereby swear that I'll be good. I will not eat a Riding Hood.
Well, what's all this?
I just joined Riding Hoods Anonymous.
What?
I'm trying to kick the Riding Hood habit.
La 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 la
When you see a Riding Hood, greet her as a friend you should. Hello, Red Riding Hood! When you are misunderstood, extend your hand to Riding Hood. Put her there, pal! Now wait! Really, Red, I'm a new wolf. I sworn off Riding Hoods. See? Words of courage and hope to Riding Hood eaters.
Is this on the level, Wolf?
Sure. Listen here. Stick with your promise not to eat. Fight that urge for a Riding Hood treat.
If you're really my friend, you'll buy a PTA membership.
I'll take a dozen. I'll even deliver your basket for you. Where does it go?
To Grandma's. It's a basket full of goodies. I'm sorry about that. That was my special wolf basket. Here's another one.
Okay.
And the wolf set off towards Grandma's house.
I'm going to see your Grandma. I'm going to see you.
But just then, a thought crossed his mind.
Let me see here. Just as I thought, though Riding Hoods you may not munch, there's nothing wrong with a Grandma lunch. Yeah. I'm going to eat the Grandma. I'm going to eat the Grandma.
But when Grandma heard the wolf coming...
Hey, you know what, Grandma? I'm going to eat you right after I give you this basket of goodies.
Young man, you dropped your basket. Well, isn't this interesting?
You ready for lunch now, Grandma?
Oh, but you've made a mistake. I'm not a grandma. I'm a Riding Hood. That's a grandma.
If you're a Riding Hood, where were your PTA tickets?
Riding Hoods don't sell PTA tickets. They sell DAR tickets.
DAR?
Yes, Daughters of American Riding Hoods.
They do?
How many?
I'll take a dozen.
Good.
Now to get that doggone Grandma in the woods.
Fine. Here's a nice basket of goodies for her.
I'm going to eat the Grandma. I'm going to eat the Grandma. Hey, Grandma, you told me a fib.
I did.
Yeah, you want a Riding Hood? I just saw a real Riding Hood, and she sent you this basket of goodies.
Look, Wolf, right here in your own book, see? That's a grandma.
Grandmas, you can tell afar. They belong to DAR. Oh, darn her.
And the wolf sped back to Grandma's house.
Let's see now. When the grandmas claim their Riding Hoods, be a photographer in the woods.
Yes?
Good morning, madam. If you are a Riding Hood, you can have your picture taken with a real Shetland pony. Free.
Sorry, I'm a grandma.
I knew it. Your time is up.
You're right. Every second counts.
Yeah, it does.
You've got to get these dispatches to the front. You're the only one with a horse. Carry on.
Trust me, Colonel.
Did the wolf get here yet, Grandma?
Oh, he's been and gone 2 times, child. I just sent him off with a package of goodies.
Well, I guess he won't bother us anymore, and...
You know, I've decided to quit Riding Hoods Anonymous. I'm going to eat both of you.
Now, remember, I pledge, I will not eat. One Riding Hood can still deceit. Run! Every day and every way, I am not eating Riding Hoods. Run!
And Red Riding Hood and her grandmother dashed out of the house just one jump ahead of the wolf. Well, it looks as if nobody lived happily ever after.
I did.
You did?
Sure. I got to be a member of the PTA and a member of the DAR. And besides, I got these 200 baskets full of...
Yeah, goodies. Well, I was right. Nobody lived happily ever after.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Ooh, don't know my own strength.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello again. Peabody here. And you're just in time to accompany Sherman and me on another journey into history.
How far back do we go today, Mr. Peabody?
Back to the year 1797, Sherman, where we join England's most celebrated naval hero, Lord Horatio Nelson, for the Battle of Cape St. Vincent. As is customary with all my inventions, the Wayback Machine performed perfectly, transporting Sherman and me to the main deck of Nelson's flagship.
So Britannia rules the sea, does she? Well, I'm afraid that motto is due to go into extinction.
Pardon us, your lordship, but what seems to be the problem?
You mean you haven't heard?
We just got here.
Well, this blundering crew of mine left port minus one very important commodity.
You forgot to bring cannons?
No.
Ammunition?
No.
What then?
We forgot to cast off.
Sure enough, an unbelievably long hawser held the flagship in check.
Does that rope stretch all the way back to England?
All the way. And unless we get loose, we can't go into battle.
I suppose you've considered cutting it in two?
We've considered it, yes. But you see, Admiralty law frowns on such action. One must cast off, and one must cast off while leaving the dock. Oh, I'm afraid it's hopeless.
Meanwhile, just off the coast, the Spanish fleet lay at anchor.
Look at that silly Nelson.
He is like the sitting duck, yes, my captain?
Yes, like the sitting duck who is at the end of his rope. Tell you what we do. We send him a message.
By George, it's a communication from the enemy. Dear Lord Nelson, you are cordially invited to attend an informal battle staged in your honor at 6 p.m. As ever, the Spanish Navy.
Isn't there something we can do, Mr. Peabody?
There is one thing. Lord Nelson, I suggest you send a dinghy back to England to cast off the hawser.
Impossible. A dinghy would have to make it there by 6 so that we could go into battle. There isn't a man alive who could row that fast.
Mr. Peabody could. He won the International Regatta 3 years in a row.
4 years, Sherman. 4 years. And so, wasting no time, we headed back to England. Unfortunately, upon arrival, we found the dock heavily guarded.
Nelson should know better than to leave port without casting off. It just isn't done. I'll have him broken for this. Yes. Now, remember, no one is to touch that hawser. No one, understand?
Uh-oh. Now what, Mr. Peabody?
This calls for subterfuge, Sherman. Pure, unadulterated subterfuge.
Alt. Who goes there?
Stand aside. It is I, the head of the RRI.
Oh. Now, off a mo. I never heard of no RRI. What's it stand for?
Royal Rope Inspectors. It's our job to inspect rope. Like this one here.
Oh, now take your hands off that there hawser.
It's almost 6, Mr. Peabody. We've got to hurry.
I said take your hands off that hawser. That's Navy property, that is.
Look at this. Intestinal calcification of the fibre.
What's that? Sounds horrible.
Never fear. England will care for your survivors.
My what?
Survivors. You see, unless we get rid of this rope, you're going to become infected and...
Well, get rid of the ratty thing.
And get rid of it we did. Just as Big Ben told 6. Of course, the rest is history. Nelson succeeded in sinking the Spanish fleet.
Oh, so Nelson was like the sitting duck, eh?
I think we made a boo-boo, yes, my captain?
Yes, we made a boo-boo by joining the Navy instead of the Army. Come on, push me into shore.
Later that evening, we returned Nelson's dinghy.
England owes you much, my friends. Goodbye and good luck.
Well, Sherman, shall we go?
Well, I guess so, Mr. Peabody, but I sure am disappointed.
Why is that?
Well, I never did find out why Lord Nelson wears an eye patch.
However, it wasn't a total loss. Sherman did discover something about wrestling. For there, on the poop deck, someone was giving an exhibition. It was Lord Nelson's half-brother. That, of course, is how the term half-Nelson came to be.
Well, disaster has dogged the footsteps of our heroes in their search for mooseberries, the missing ingredient for their rocket fuel. First of all, they found that the one mooseberry bush was strictly off limits due to the mooseberry blight. And then finally, Bullwinkle's clever plan to make a swimming raid on the island went slightly awry when he neglected just one little detail.
I can't swim!
A moment later, Bullwinkle had disappeared over thundering falls.
Bullwinkle!
As Rocky raced toward the falls, those sly spies, Boris and Natasha, watched from a distance.
Is Moose kaput, darling?
No. Look there. He's caught in bush.
Not for long. Do we try to save him or let him go?
Which was last orders from headquarters?
You took message, darling.
But they sent so many. Quickly, get me central control.
But while Boris and Natasha tried to get their orders on whether or not to go to Bullwinkle's aid, the intrepid squirrel was already high in a tree next to the falls, carrying a long rope which he tied to a tree limb.
Bullwinkle, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I'm up in this tree.
You sure picked a fine time for sightseeing.
No, wait. I'm going to glide down with a rope.
Okay.
And the plucky squirrel, trailing the rope behind him, launched himself into space. Down he zoomed across the face of thundering falls and right to Bullwinkle.
Nice flying rock.
But at that instant, the bush tore loose.
Hang on, Bullwinkle.
And with great exertion of mighty moose muscle, Bullwinkle did hang on, as he, Rocky, and the bush swung back to the safety of the shore.
Made it. Were you scared, Bullwinkle?
Shucks, no. I was as cute as a cucumber, Rocky.
Bullwinkle, I'm over here. That's the bush you're talking to.
Imagine me not knowing my best friend from a mooseberry bush.
Bullwinkle? Say that again.
All right.
No, before that. You said this was a...
Just a mooseberry. Mooseberry!
Bullwinkle, you did it! You found the last available mooseberry bush in the country.
Just my keen eyeballs, I guess.
Meanwhile, the two spies had just contacted their superiors overseas.
I tell you, I sent whole tank full of rocket fuel by submarine to main seaport.
Well, now it's missing.
The tank or the rocket fuel?
The seaport.
Oh, so now I kill moose, right?
No, you idiot. Get the formula and return home. We got special reception planned for you.
Okay, over and out.
Now we gotta get this bush back to Washington, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, before it catches the mooseberry blight.
But at last we got the secret ingredient.
Secret ingredient?
Come on, Rocky, let's start hiking.
Hold on there, gentlemen.
Who are you?
Special Agent, FPI.
You mean FBI?
No, FPI, Federal Plant Inspector. You got any peaches, pears, pineapples, passion fruit, papayas, or mooseberries?
Well, it just so happens.
Aha, a mooseberry bush. And, it's crawling with mooseberry blight.
It is?
This plant must be sprayed right away, quick.
Now, wait a minute, you can't...
There's no charge.
Oh, that's all right, then.
So the inspector sprayed and sprayed until not a thing could be seen. And when the cloud cleared away, both the bush and the inspector were gone.
Boy, that's what I call a powerful spray.
Well, what has happened to our mooseberry bush? And does this mean failure to our friends?
Heck no! We're the heroes.
Don't miss our next episode, The Inspector Detectors, or A Kick in the Plants.
And now, once again, to give you an insight on his outlook, Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, low IQers. Today's discussion concerns how to tame lions and pick up a little scratch on the side of your head. In order to tame a lion, one needs 4 items: a whip, a gun, a chair, and a tame lion, like Teddy here. Got up on the wrong side of the cage, didn't we? First, we proceed to test the whip. This is done by snuffing out a candle that sits on the head of a small flying squirrel.
You sure you know what you're doing, Mr. Know-It-All?
Haven't missed yet. We are now prepared to face the lion. Are you ready, Teddy? Now for my next subject, how to run the 4-minute mile in 30 seconds with whip and chair.
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to show us how to tame a lion?
Not with Teddy being as ready as he is.
Oh, come on.
Very well. I shall tame him with hypnotism. Teddy, look into my eyes. Now I am the master. You are the slave. You are in my power. Now I shall demonstrate the most dangerous feat of all, putting my head into Teddy's mouth. Teddy!
That's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, sir, our heroes are still in a slump in their efforts to bring back a mooseberry bush. For in our last episode, the wily Boris disguised himself as a plant inspector and sprayed the last mooseberry bush in the country. When the cloud of spray was gone, so was the inspector and so was the bush.
Boy, that's what I call a powerful spray. Didn't leave leaf nor whisker of either of them.
Well, there goes our last chance of getting a mooseberry bush back to Washington.
You mean...
Yeah, we failed. What's that?
Oh, it's just some Injuns gone by in a canoe.
But if that canoe had been closer, the boys would have seen that it didn't hold Indians at all, but Boris and Natasha, and between them, the mooseberry bush. But Rocky and Bullwinkle were too concerned with how to get back to Washington.
Can't fly back. Our planes crashed.
Check.
Can't walk back. Takes too long.
Check.
Can't go by boat. Haven't got a boat.
Check. Wait a minute. Sure, we got a boat.
We have?
Yeah, right up in that fir tree.
Oh, sure, Rocky. Poor kid's been in the woods too long. He's fur crazy.
No, look.
Rocky, that's our wrecked aeroplane.
Not for long. Come on.
And so a short time later...
You see, Natasha? It's like taking candy from baby.
You know, darling, I have funny feeling we're being followed.
Followed? Who could follow us? We stole the only canoe on the river. It's just
Sure enough, they were being followed. Rocky and Bullwinkle had turned their smashed aeroplane into a boat, and the plane's propellers made excellent double-bladed paddles.
They're gaining on us.
Like taking candy from baby, huh?
You ever tried to take candy from baby? It's pretty hard.
But Rocky and Bullwinkle, with no telescope, didn't know that they were so close to their goal. They'd have been even more dejected had they known what was coming, for just around the next bend in the river, Boris was planning a rather unpleasant surprise.
There, we should get rid of those two idiots.
But your last instructions say do not kill moose.
Who's killing moose? I'm just chopping down tree. It's my fault he happens to be underneath.
Shh, here they come.
And Boris started the huge tree on its way down.
You aren't even going to holler timber?
Of course I am. Listen.
Timber. Hokey smoke, Bullwinkle! Look!
The enormous tree hurtled down at our heroes. But unfortunately for Boris, it was just a little too big. It fell all the way across the river and hit a cliff on the other side. But the force of its falling snapped it in two, and half the tree drove through the bottom of Rocky's makeshift canoe.
We're leaking, Rocky! How are we going to get rid of that thing?
We're not, Bullwinkle. That's a mast.
With pine cones on it?
Sure. The wind blowing through the tree makes it act like a big sail.
Well, I'll be a moose.
You are a moose.
Yeah, I wanted something easy.
We'll be in Washington in no time.
Yup, if we don't sink first.
So with Rocky in the crow's nest and Bullwinkle at the tiller, the strange craft sped down the river.
Natasha, this requires quick thinking and positive action.
What we're going to do?
Run like rabbits. Come on.
And a moment later, Boris's canoe started downriver with a furious burst of speed.
Faster, Natasha, faster. Stroke, stroke, stroke.
And so began the strangest boat race ever held, the cross-country canoe contest from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. Will our boys catch up with the spies before their sort of boat sort of sinks? Don't miss our next episode, Canoes Who, or Look Before You Leak.